ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, episode 5.
Welcome, buttheads.
Butt Hurt Owens Valley podcast. I am James Truhls.
I'm Chase Little.
And here we go. Let's start this MFing show.
With us in the studio, as always, we have Jesse Steele.
That is true, Jesse Steele.
That's me in the background with a microphone. Because my dad got mad we didn't have a microphone on me. Not because he wants me to be showcased.
Right.
Because he says I sounded like an idiot.
Yeah, because he had to turn it up to hear you talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this episode of Butt Hurt Owens Valley actually has a sponsor. The sponsor is Bruno. Thank you, Bruno the Bulldog, for sponsoring. Bruno is just a wonderful, lovable boy who spends time with his mom watching B.H.O.V podcast while she recovers from her leg injury. Bruno likes cuddles on the couch and thinks he is a lap dog, even though he is a large bulldog, probably weighing close to 65 pounds. He loves playing with his balls. By balls, I mean fetch. And he has a Duff beer that he loves to nibble on. Bruno's a sweet with animals and sweet as can be with humans. Bruno is looking for the girl of his dreams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So when you see these awesome pictures of Bruno, he is available. And thank you once again, Bruno.
Not available for adoption. He's
available to make the full deposit.
With his balls. I mean, fetch.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh gosh, that's so funny because it's funny because we talked about how I think it was last episode we talked about how you could like a singular person could be a sponsor and instead of getting a person we got a dog.
We got a dog. And then I've met Bruno. Dude, that he's an amazing little animal.
Oh yeah, he's a great dog.
Great dog. Handsome as the Dickens.
So,
what do we want to jump to first?
We're going to talk about this first post that I thought was pretty intriguing. I heard a little bit about it. I'm not too sure on all the details, but it says, not sure if it's just me or if there are others that are butthurt that the high school seniors can't even do their senior prank without people crying about it and getting police involved. From my understanding, it was harmless. Boo-hoo. They moved desks outside. How terrible. Better make them miss their finals and potentially not walk on Friday. Bunch of BS.
I like my coffee cup. I don't even know where to start with that.
There's got to be some good.
So, what was the actual prank? Do you guys know?
To my understanding, I got this. A guy I work with. His daughter knows the people that did it. There was like 30 of them, I guess. And what happened was 2 of them they hid themselves inside the school until everybody was gone.
Oh shit!
And then let everybody else inside.
So that's a problem.
Well, it's a huge security hole. You're telling me they can just open the doors from the inside and there's no security alarm?
I know for a fact you can.
Yeah, actually, right. There's only a handful of buildings that have codes.
Right. Yeah. So that's a problem. But anyway, apparently they went and took like all of the desks from, I'm assuming, the least majority of the classrooms, right? And they put them in the hallway.
I love that.
That's a great prank.
That's the greatest. That's one of the greatest pranks that's probably ever been pulled.
Dude, nobody got hurt.
Did they actually? I know that they were threatening not to let those young people involved walk in graduation.
I don't know if they did for sure or they didn't, but
I mean, let kids have fun, man. That's harmless. That's like it's non-violent, right? It's harmless.
Yeah,
it's not like they painted everything or dyed anything or Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember what year it was, and this actually could have been even a myth for all I know. But I heard that there was a class that stole the Manor Market chicken once and put it on the roof of the school.
Bro, that would be really, really hard to do.
That would be pretty hard to do. Awesome.
I want that to be true.
I don't know if it is or not, but
I really want that to be true.
That's one. It's theft, obviously, but no, it wasn't the Manor Market chicken. It was the Barbecue Bill's bowl.
Okay, that makes more sense because of the Onis, right?
Yeah,
There's probably somebody had a ladder and was
up there and grabbed that.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing against the Onis because I absolutely love those people.
We both mentioned that this week on Facebook, James. I miss Barbecue Bills.
Oh, God,
man.
bro.
Dude. There was just nothing like it.
There's so the simplicity of barbecue bills is what allured me, right? It was just so simple. For the beef dip, I would get a beef dip, extra beef, Swiss cheese, and random French fries.
Yeah.
Swiss on the beef dip. I
And
mean,
dude, their fries were so good.
it was seriously.
I mean, never
don't know
like
who-
even setting apart their awesome barbecue sauce, their
Salad.
fries
Yeah.
were
Salad bar.
incredible. Oh yeah, salad bar. Yeah.
Their salad bar was
I used
so.
to get the beef dip, but with barbecue sauce. It's like a beef, whatever you.
Sure.
That
They,
was
yeah,
so good, dude.
the beef wheel or whatever they called
Yeah,
it.
they called it something like that.
The Circle O, bro.
Circle O. That was it. Circle
The
O.
Circle
Circle
O
O.
combo, man.
That
How
is
could
it,
y'all
yeah.
And their burgers, dude. Remember how good their burgers were?
Yeah, actually, not that long ago, I ran into the guy that I believe he was the owner back in the day.
Sure.
He's yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I ran into him, and he was saying something along the lines of he still has all the recipes, and like
Yeah.
his son or his nephew or somebody was
We
thinking
have-
about doing like a food truck,
Yeah.
and I was like,
I'd be there.
great idea.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, tons of locals from the nostalgia of how name it the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or call it like barbecue wheels or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Barbecue bills on
Dude,
wheels.
just call it barbecue bills. They probably still own the trademark. for
Right,
sure,
yeah,
and all that
I
stuff.
mean, that would
Todd,
be the-
if you're listening to this is Jesse Steele. We know each other.
Todd.
Reach out to me. I'll help you market this and make this happen.
I mean, 100%.
Yeah,
That,
you'd own it.
oh,
You'd
dude.
own it. Get it?
Oni. Yeah, we actually have. They're slowly starting to release things. I have labeled barbecue bill seasoning salt from whoever it is that's selling it.
Oh.
Somehow or another, Amanda got a hold of some and brought it home, and it is exactly the same.
Nice. Because Manor was
So good.
Wasn't there coyote sauce or something?
Maybe.
There's a handful of dudes out there making some bootleg barbecue bill sauce. That
Talking to the microphone,
crushes.
Jesse.
Oh yeah, I have a microphone.
You got a microphone, fool? Yeah. So yeah, barbecue bills.
Yeah. But heard there isn't a splash pad at the park. It's a very simple, there's not much to make fun of here because I totally agree. That would be,
Splash pads are rad.
the splash pads are really cool.
Could you imagine if you had a splash pad when you were a kid?
Oh, man.
Dude,
Right,
Dude,
Instead
it's
of
all
like
that's-
of our era, that giant steel curly slide. I don't know anybody who's close to my age, which is dirt. There was like it was. I mean, 18 feet tall.
easy.
It was so
That
tall.
steep slide.
and like the ladder was like right.
Oh, do you remember-
And then it had 1, 2, and then it spit you out at 3.
Well, do you remember the one at Mill Pond was really tall and it had the ladder that was super steep, but it was like, it wasn't even like a ladder. Like every other foot was, it was like that. You know what I mean? So you actually had to like,
Oh man.
and it was just that super steep
Steep
steel
one
one
straight.
And if you do it on a hot
We
day,
used to-
you throw some
yeah.
water on the thing, it would just boil.
I used to put sand on that slide to make me go faster, and then
That's a great
I
idea.
remember one time I rousted up a goose and stole its egg and put it in my pocket and went down the slide, and then the egg broke, and then I knew my dad was gonna get mad. Right? I could have how old were you when you steal goose eggs? Like 5, right? Before kindergarten for sure. So then I remember to get all that yolk out, I filled my pockets with sand and it was just like yanking out yolky sand. That's the mind of a child.
And then that's how you got your college nickname, Yoki Sand.
Yes, that is exactly how I got my nickname.
You went to college?
Yoki Sand. Yeah, man, I did. College of the Redwoods.
Oh, wow.
Not very long.
Drop out.
He was busy taking trips to San Diego and back.
Oh.
That was after, right? So,
San Diego to
Yeah, I
Humboldt,
mean-
Humboldt to San Diego.
in all honesty, like I had a really horrible accident with my family that kind of deterred me from moving up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people who know me, and we could just touch on it really quick because it helps me to talk about it. We had the anniversary on the 6th. So I was with one of my most best friends, and we were coming from my mostest best friend's house getting a haircut. And on Pine Street, right over there, right? Pine Street, right here, Pine Street. We were coming up, and Grandpa was coming home from Caltrans on his motorcycle, and how the sun was, and like his lights lined up with the car that was behind him, like perfectly. So his light was out here, and then he just like we looked both ways, stopped, everything was fine, and he just materialized when I was looking because I would look this way, my friend was looking that way, and we were doing the back and forth, and when I looked this way, there was just a man on a motorcycle.
You ran over your own grandfather?
Probably 10 feet away. I wasn't driving. I was passenger. So I just told my friend, I was all, stop. And he didn't look. He just hit the brakes. So back in the 90s, I don't know if you remember, Jesse, there's those people who walked those giant Pyrenees, two white Pyrenees.
Yep.
So Grandpa was on his motorcycle and was looking right at Jack's Waffle Shop. And we were at that intersection. And when we pulled out, he didn't look forward. And he was at a lifted truck, and he hit the front of the truck, and that was pretty much the end of his life right there. I don't know if he ever woke up. His helmet damn near cracked off his head. His leg pretty much came off, and he landed in the center of the road there. And I remember the first words I said to my friend was, "My God, that guy's gonna die." First words I said.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do nothing but run to him and help him, and I couldn't move. I literally couldn't move. I was standing by that stupid white rock right over there on the corner, and I couldn't move. And everybody that I knew in the world was there. Like, so many people from school, so many people, friends, family friends, older people, you know. And the cop who showed up was a really good friend of ours, and he was just like, "James, you need to go home." And he told my friend, he was like, "Take James home." And like, no report, no nothing. It was just a really weird thing. So
Did you not? Was it your grandfather?
I didn't have my glasses on.
But it was your grandfather, and you didn't know it was him.
No. And they wouldn't let me close, right? So once I kind of got my wits about me, and whatever higher power there is, you know what I mean, I couldn't go over and find him. I didn't have my glasses on at the time, and I have horrible vision, right? He had grown a beard since then as well. So the person that I seen was just, you know, a fuzzy, bloody mess.
Yeah.
And so I go home, and all the lights are off, and my stepdad is sitting in the dark. And I come through the door, and I'm like, "Jim, I'm so glad you're home." And he was like, we don't have any time for that. Your grandpa was just hit on his motorcycle. And that's when everything clicked. And I was just like, you know, and like, I'm sorry if I might cry right now, because like, that was a powerful thing to understand, that we just hit him. And I mean, dude, it was so crazy, bro. Like, it was so crazy, man. And that was the beginning of a long line of death for me for like the next 2.5 years. Like 5 more people died. And it was a pallbearer at all their funerals.
Wow.
So, I don't know how we got on that tangent.
Something about not moving to Humboldt.
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't move up there and go to school. That's it. Good job. Way to stay on track, brother. So now you guys, the audience, all you guys know a little bit more about why I am the way that I am, the way that I live with, you know, love, and because the only thing I'm ever going to be is a memory to you guys, right? And I want them to be great ones.
True.
I hope I'll forget about you.
If you want to know more about Truhls here, go to Get Real with Jesse Steele, my show, because we did a whole hour and a half interview.
Yeah, dude, we
about
did.
all
I don't know
your
if we
stuff.
touched on that. Did we ever touch on that one?
Yeah,
man.
you got a bunch in there.
Yeah.
I'm butthurt about moving Friday markets from Academy to Church Street.
Oh, yeah.
The move overlooks the fact that the Church Street lacks critical amenities such as lighting, restrooms, electrical outlets. This move will increase city costs if they are to install lighting, restrooms, and electricity. It goes on and about a bunch of stuff. And somebody from the city council, at the bottom here, it says, please email Bishop City Council members today. And there's a link on there. Don't hit that link and email Bishop City Council, because it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with the people that organized the event actually wanted to move it. It has nothing to do with the city council
They're
at
just
all.
trying to say, sorry.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not their event.
A lot of
Yeah,
times they get blamed.
Yeah, I mean, they should be blamed for a lot of stuff because they do absolutely nothing that helps me at all. But
That's why I want to run for city council. Did you hear that grunt?
I know. I'm waiting to see what he's going to say.
that we don't need another lazy guy in city council, man.
Bruh.
Or an old man.
You know I'm all gas, no brakes, dog. Like,
No, I'd vote for you. I would vote for you.
Yeah, well, it's like, dude, I'm so community driven, and there's so many like silly things out there, and a couple of those issues I do kind of have, you know, iron in the fire for a reason, that I want to change some things, right, for local businesses. But like, more than anything, I have my ear to the street. I am the community. I want to be here to help, to take Bishop into the future. You know what I mean? Instead of like, maybe there is some more closed-minded people on there that aren't, you know, thinking with Bishop in mind.
Well, if you were to get on city council, maybe you could help with this next butt hurt.
Yo.
Wait, before you get into that, I want to know where's Church Street? I can't think of it.
Church
Right
Street
there.
is.
It's in between the liquor store and then where Terry Diddy's place is.
Okay, gotcha. That's all I needed.
Yeah. Not butt hurt. Well, maybe. What's going on in old Kmart? Lot on Main. They are striping
dick,
it.
bro.
Even handicap spots.
Right.
No, people, listen very carefully.
Butt Hurt
Okay?
exclusive.
This is absolutely a Butt Hurt exclusive. Nothing is happening with the new old Kmart or the old Kmart.
Ever.
And for the love of God, people, there is no Trader Joe's going in where the Rite Aid was. We are going to have empty buildings. Deal with it.
Yep.
That's all they're going to be. There's no Tractor Supply coming.
Nope.
There's no Trader Joe's coming.
Nope.
There's no Target. There's no Walmart. There's no In-N-Out Burger. Okay, people? There's no In-N-Out Burger.
Why?
You know what? But did you know what I did here is going to come here?
Let's hear it.
Target.
Target's not coming here.
Yeah, allegedly Target's going to be in the new old empty Kmart building.
It's not
so
happening.
What I can tell you 100% is Eastern Sierra now reached out. We just did an article on it this week.
Oh, no
we
way.
reached out to the powers that be. Nothing is being moved into any of those buildings at this point. There's no contracts.
Yeah, I
there's no
know.
discussions.
Dude,
Just
it's
sad.
almost
Nothing.
like I can see the future.
Yep.
Actually.
That sounds like a segment.
So I have, it may have rubbed off on me a little bit. I have this uncle.
Your uncle ripped off on you?
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Bad.
blew the audio out bad on that one. Well played, sir. Well played.
If he did, I don't remember, and I
Okay.
want to keep it that way.
Okay.
So he's a crazy guy. He lives out in the hills, kind of
We
by
all
himself.
have that crazy uncle. You know what I call him in my family? Uncle Touchy. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
I only have a couple
Hey,
uncles. that
what's
say the shit.
what's worse than ants in your pants?
Oh, a crack in your butt?
Uncles.
Oh, that tickled me.
Anyway, he calls himself the Redneck Rasputin.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
we actually recorded some things. He has some
can't wait
predictions
to
for
see
us.
that.
We're gonna throw that in here on the episode somewhere. We'll
dope,
we'll
man.
throw it in here, and yeah, we'll throw them in right now.
Right now.
What will cause the most butt hurts in the month of June?
For the month of June, there shall be Karens upset about their dogs being scared of the reservation's fireworks show that will continue from now until August.
What's your prediction for traveling season here in the Owens Valley?
Traveling season will bring people that drive like shit, park like shit, attract people that notice that shit, post that shit. It'll probably result in record sales and revenue for our local businesses.
Is it going to get hotter?
Yeah. Are you stupid? It's not even rut yet. You still got July, August, and then we get to September.
Do you predict the trash will ever be picked up at the Artesians?
Well, when it gets warm outside, people like to swim. When they swim, they like to drink beer. When they drink beer, what do they leave behind? Dirty diapers and women's brasiers.
Yeah, but is the trash ever going to get picked up?
Yes, it will. By the trash pandas. You should volunteer.
Does the C5 mural really depict Satan?
I got a deer tattooed on my back. I ain't scared of no goat.
When will episode 5 of Butt Hurt Owens Valley, the podcast, come out?
To Ernesto, MC. From one man who's cut a finger off to another. Hold your mules.
Should people be allowed to park in the line at the car wash before getting their ticket?
I think you should wash your car in your own damn driveway. For all of you that are suffering from the butt hurt, go sit in a creek.
Have a question? Email B.H.O.V at easternsierranow.com.
Are you hungry for a fiesta of flavors? Head over to Astorga's Mexican Restaurant in B.H.O.V. Experience authentic Mexican cuisine from sizzling fajitas and cheesy enchiladas to our famous tacos and fresh guacamole. Bring your friends and family for a vibrant dining experience with warm hospitality. Astorga's Mexican Restaurant, where every meal is a celebration. Visit us today at 2201 North Sierra Highway or call 760-873-7156 to place an order. Online orders preferred at astorgasmexicanrestaurant.com.
Well, anyway, that's old redneck Rasputin.
That was informative, man. I think he's kind of spot on.
This next one was, but I heard they're keeping this under wraps. Trader Joe's is coming to Old Rite Aid store vacant building.
Oh, bro.
Nobody's keeping anything under wraps, people. There's no new stores coming. You still can't buy underwear anywhere. And Trader Joe's doesn't carry underwear anyways. Oh, man. But heard the town's cottonwood trees have been here so long, they're a danger to be around in the wind. Sitting here at the park, and this branch broke off and just missed this kid on his scooter crossing the bridge. I mean... yeah, trees tend to lose limbs in the wind.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a thing, right? Old trees, young trees, new trees, shoe trees. Mm-hmm. They lose limbs.
Red trees, blue trees.
Well, like, have you seen a shoe tree? I've seen a shoe tree in the wind lose big limbs because of the shoes. They were weighing it down. So that has happened. But, like, and Steven, yes, you do need to reach out to me. I do want to talk about city council. Thank you for sending me the message. That was almost like it was live, right? But this isn't live.
I know, I'm just sitting there going, did he what? Wait, we're not live.
Right?
What's happening right now?
We're not
Pretty
live.
wild, right? We're not live.
We're not live.
We went over that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Right? But yeah, like I used to live in front of the high school on Fulton Street, and then I remember they had graduation the next morning. I was clearing out early, go somewhere, go hiking, and I heard this crack, 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 and a 22-foot branch, maybe longer. I mean, this big around Widowmaker came down and crashed in between where the chairs were set up, where families were sitting short hours before. So it is definitely a danger, right?
Yeah.
Though that can happen, but it's not the trees' fault, man. Those the guys that on the city, they do a great job of trimming up them trees. Yeah, they do. They do the best that they can. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously, it's probably different departments do different things because obviously the ones at the Parks and Rec would take care of that. But,
yep.
Well, what's the other option? Cut down every cottonwood tree in town?
I mean, that's
what's
my
the
vote.
Game to this complaint. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any trees anywhere ever.
Wow, like Rango.
Yeah.
Rango.
No, so I mean, we have this other one, but I'm gonna bring this up first, just because I've been wanting to talk about it, and it happened again today. So I didn't post about this, but this is something I'm kind of butthurt about. In my job, I have to go into people's backyards, and it's in their contracts that we can go into their backyards unannounced, right?
Yes.
And
wait, what's your job?
He passes gas.
Yeah, don't worry about what my job is. I'm pretty sure I've said it on here before,
He's a
but
professional.
I don't want to throw
professional gas passer.
I don't want to throw it out there. But I'm contractually, is that the right word? Contractually allowed to go into people's property, not into their homes, but onto their property with no warning anytime.
Sure.
So my butthurt is there's a fine line between stupidity and bravery, right?
Okay.
And on my side of things is, I mean, the biggest danger is dogs, obviously. I've been bit But the other danger, and I've thought about this. What about like an old man with like Alzheimer's coming out with like a shotgun? You know what I mean? Like that's scary to think about.
Yeah, bro, that can really happen for sure.
It could.
Yeah.
But you know what does happen? Almost every day.
No.
I'll go in someone's backyard. And I go in people's backyards basically all day, every day. That's what I do.
Right.
And there's always at least one or two women that will come out and confront me. Now, I'm wearing clothes that say who I am and what I represent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But these women typically are home alone or with their children, and they're coming out into their yards to confront me. What if I wasn't there to do a job for you?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
sure.
Like that's
So their aggressiveness, you think, could be their downfall if you were, say, not who you were.
exactly like if you, dude.
If
and
you
I'm
were
going to say
Uncle
that.
Touchy.
Yeah, if you're Uncle
Right?
Touchy, if you are home alone and you don't have, protection of some type, if you see someone in your backyard, don't confront them. Call the police.
Right?
That is the dumbest thing you can do.
I see
What if
where
I
you're going
wasn't
with
there to
this.
provide
This
a
is
service?
a great PSA.
Dude, like 100%.
Yeah, man.
And it's always women. I'm sorry, but it is.
Well,
Always.
yes. Let's be thankful that more of them aren't armed, and you don't come into people who are maybe absent-minded and wondering what you're doing back there. But no, I think
Right.
it's a great PSA.
Yeah.
It is. Like, you should, if you have any questions about anybody in your yard, should you confront them? No.
It's a bad
Right?
idea.
Do you know, like women's number one, their biggest predator? Women?
Bears in the forest.
No, it's men.
It's got to be bears.
It's not bears. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, I don't know if you want to keep that one in. But you can make some enemies out there, dog. But no, like, man, like, so, like, when I walk around, I don't really fear much, right? But most women walk around with one fear, and that's men.
Okay.
Like, men can just take them. And no offense to anybody out there that, is tough and could beat dudes up, because I used to run with chicks like that. Shout out to you. You know who you are. And, like, it's just, like they're number one predators, dudes.
I'm glad that you brought that up, actually, because I had a friend this last weekend ask me a dumb question.
I love dumb questions.
Obviously, we don't try to get like political on this show, and obviously this is a sore subject, but I'm going to say it anyway. He asked me, "Do you think that women should be allowed to participate in men's sports?" And I said, "No." Just like I don't think that men should be allowed to participate in women's sports. And he says, "Why not?" And I said, because men are stronger, have more bone density, they're more athletic, whatever. And he goes, "Well, do you think that you could get into the ring and win against Ronda Rousey?" To which my response was, "That's a dumb question."
Of course.
It's so stupid.
She'd flip you on your head.
It's not a question of could I fight Ronda Rousey. It's a question of could Ronda Rousey fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah, right.
And I'm very much an average dude with like no combat training other than the stupid street fights I've been into younger. So me being an average dude, could an average woman beat me up? No. That's the answer to that question.
It's the answer.
So that's why it's a dumb question.
Sure.
So
For sure.
anyway, PSA, ladies, if you see someone in your backyard, just call the police.
Just call the cops, man.
I would rather deal with the police being called on me
For sure.
than have to hear about something going wrong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I fully
If I was in some lady's backyard and she didn't know who I was and she called the cops and the cops come up and say, "Hey, a lady called on you," and I would probably want to be, "Hey, can I go introduce myself? She's going to see me a lot." That's how I would rather deal with the police than have to hear about something horrible happening.
I
So,
agree,
yeah.
bro. I absolutely agree.
Butt Hurt, there's another dick in the bush. There's a guy right here by Home Lumber peeing in the bushes. Looks
Straight
definitely like a homeless guy.
Straight
I think.
on Randy's building.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Randy does not own that.
That's
Isn't
right.
that crazy?
For all these years, like
It's the other guy.
right. Yeah.
The other guy. I don't know his name, but it's the other guy is the owner.
Wild, bro.
Is the guy pissing on the building KFC, Chris?
No, he's not.
So I saw the post too, but I didn't look at it hard enough. I thought that it was that guy.
I'm going to touch on this one real quick.
Yeah.
And this is just a shout out to Gretchen. On your new journey, I did hear about your new role that you're taking at the district, and I couldn't be happier. You will be sorely missed there at the elementary school, and keep on rocking, girl, because you the shit.
Oh, you know what? The other one that I wanted to touch on, but I couldn't find it. Maybe I can find it now. The one about, I think someone reposted it from Freedom in Motion that one of their horses was killed by a mountain lion.
Tippy.
Oh, yeah.
Tippy, yeah. Tippy, the touchy uncle.
It's such a dude. Like when you're dealing with lion kills, it's such a touchy subject, right? Because they're so protected, and like,
Dude.
Congress has done like crazy things to put handcuffs on the livestock owners to where they can't even like do anything to these animals who are hunting for sport.
Yeah.
Mountain lions. If you guys don't know this, have you ever seen your cat like run out and just like kill something because it's a dick?
Yep.
Like mountain lions do that too, and they're smart enough to pick out like and challenge larger of mule deer, right? They'll be like, oh, that's a big badass deer. I kind of want to go fight that thing and see if I can beat it up.
Right.
Like they're really majestic. They're super pretty, but like mountain lions are kind of.
You know, I've been saying this for years that I wish California would bring back large cat hunting.
100%. I've ate mountain lion in Nevada,
Dude.
and it was good. Tastes like it. Honest to God, it tastes like bighorn sheep because that's what that mountain lion ate mostly.
So, do you remember this was, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of years ago. There was like I don't know if it was a city council meeting or what it was, because we were having large cats like, eating people's dogs, things like that. Like, there's this old cowboy here in town. I'm not going to say his name because we don't want to, but I'll tell you guys after.
I know that cowboy.
And
you gotta say
he goes to the meeting, and some, one of these hippy dippy people that conservationists or whatever you want to call them.
Sure.
They were like, well, what if we hired a company to come in and tranquilize the cats, and then we could neuter them? And this cowboy goes, they're not having sex with the sheep, they're eating them.
Oh, God bless that man. I could hear his voice saying that too, bro. That's
Fucking feeling I know who you're talking about.
that
too.
is classic right there, bro. That is absolutely classic.
But yeah, dude, that would be awesome to bring back big cat hunting in California, because predator hunting is just so much
Well, it
fun.
seems like there's a lot more now than there has been in a while, and I'm sure it has to do with that plague thing that was hitting the deer and stuff. So their food is probably down, so they're going to start coming into town.
Well, there's no predators on those predators. They're apex predators, right?
Yeah.
So like even back since before when this was just tribes people, they were still governing the population.
Yeah.
And it was more symbiotic relationship obviously back then, but
Right.
like now with zero hunting pressure, and the only thing that you're waiting these things to do is like starve to death or get hit by a car.
Right.
Like that is not an honorable death. No. You know what I mean? And this was the way when I got a tag however many years ago that was in Nevada, but you can apply for a lion tag if you got chosen for a deer tag. So
Right.
with the lion tag or with a deer tag, you automatically be like, oh, I can get this, and then you can hunt lion in Nevada.
Well, like, I mean, I don't even see why they couldn't do it like the same way they do bear in California. Like with bear, you basically you can just go buy a tag for bear.
Right.
And then the state has an allotted number that is allowed to be taken. And then so they'll sell as many tickets, for as they can.
Sure.
But then once that number is met, everybody's like, okay, it's shut down. Even if you bought a ticket, you haven't gotten a bear yet.
Season's over.
You're done. Yeah, the season's over.
Yep.
All the bear that were allowed to be taken this year are taken.
They have been taken.
So, I mean, that would be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But California needs to do something, especially for these rural areas about these lions, man, because it's just getting out of hand.
I'll see if I can find some pictures to show right now, but there's I know one guy that has a yard cam, like a Ring thing, and I've probably seen at least 8 to 12 different times. Could be the same cat, but it's walking right through his yard in Big Pine, right on, I think it's Chestnut Street, which is like by the school, just up a little bit.
Yeah.
I've seen it constantly going through his yard.
There
was one behind my yard in the Saddle Club. It slashed a horse and it ate a goat, and that was 50 feet from my house.
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like, geez, man, they're
They're out there, bro.
Yeah, they are. They're out there.
Yep. There used to be one in the 80s, like when this kind of started becoming more and more of a problem when they went to the park and there was a young one that was going in there and eating the ducks. And like that was a thing. It was like, oh, watch your kids. There's a lion coming in. That was one of the first lions I can ever remember coming into town in the like mid 80s, 85, 86. Just as a young lad.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff, man. Gnarly.
So, do you have anything else?
I got a butt hurt I want to bring up. And it'll lead into something you probably got too.
Yeah.
So the other day, I'm eating breakfast at Jack's, as one does. And Amy and I walk out, the beautiful Amy. We walk outside, and there is multiple PCT hikers right in front of Jack, standing in front of the window, trying to catch a ride, thumbing a ride, right?
Sure.
With all their stuff on and everything. And I wanted to make a joke and be like, hey, guys, if you really want to get a ride, you should get a sign that says, I recently washed. And it would work every time. You know what I mean? And so anyway, but I didn't. So I left and I went somewhere, came back, and the dude was still there. And this is like 30 minutes later, standing there. And so I pulled over and I was like, dude, seriously? Do any of you have driver's license? And one guy was like, yeah. And I'm like, so what does a red curb mean, especially on the side of Main Street?
Oh,
and
right.
he's like, oh, you can't stop. So then why are you standing there thumbing a ride?
Hitchhiking.
You dumbass. Go down the road where people can pull over and you'll get a ride.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Dude, that brings me to another Friday night. I had a buddy in town and he wanted to go to Rusty's. I don't go there too often anymore, but
Oh, I seen you.
yeah.
I was not in Rusty's.
Yeah, you were leaving your job and
Locking up the shop.
yeah,
bro.
I was right there by we were walking through the alley. And dude, just as the night goes on, just pit stinking, bro. These PCTers, man, like I understand, like more power to you if you can do that whole trail. Like that's a big trail. Like it goes from Mexico to Canada, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
It's massive. It takes like 6-7 months to walk the whole thing. Like, more power to you guys. But you know
can do it
what?
straight, that's
If you
amazing.
want to go and enjoy public amenities, even or private, it's a private. The bar is a private company. If I would have been working that night, I used to bounce there. I would kick them out. Straight up.
So it ruins everybody else's night. It's disgusting.
What do you think is more offensive? Like freedom of speech to be able to say like whatever you want, as offensive as you want, or freedom to odor?
I think odor's worse because you can talk
Yeah.
back
It's
to somebody talking
particulates,
shit.
bruh. Like your smell, your stink is like pieces of your stink is getting into my brain, and I'm identifying it that I don't like it.
Yeah. No, because I mean, obviously you guys know this, but I'm sure most people here do too. As I'm a huge advocate for freedom of speech. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
thing.
for sure.
It's my favorite thing.
But you're not against freedom of odor.
No, I'm totally against freedom of odor.
That's what I meant to
100%.
say.
Yeah, I'm totally against it. Yeah, because
What's more like what can be more offensive than smelling that bad?
I mean, ugly. You could be ugly. I don't think ugly.
Thank
people
God
should
none
be
of us
allowed.
have to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think ugly people should be allowed in public. And thanks to my freedom of speech, I can say that.
You should have farted just now. You could have brought the whole thing
Mother-
full circle.
Bro, like I don't like you guys are on like some different shit tonight, man. That's pretty fucking wild. So I teased it. We teased it. It's time. James.
Oh, do you have some bad news?
I don't know if
Yes.
it's bad news.
Yes.
I have news, right? I have 3 different. A couple of them got submitted to me, and guys, like you can't like, bro. You know who you are. Don't be dumb. You can't do stuff like that. Don't send me stupid shit like that again. It was just dumb.
I want to know.
It was just.
You'll tell us after.
We could talk it off mic. It was a silly thing. It's controversial. You can't.
I like your bedazzled watch, by the way.
Thank you. This is actually Swarovski crystals.
Oh.
I'm a drug dealer, bro. I gotta look like a drug dealer.
You got a spliff in your hand.
Oh
right
yeah,
here. It's
no.
totally working.
So I'm really trying not to smoke anymore, and like when I feel like smoking, right? I'm coming up on my year anniversary of sobriety, and one of the ways that I got sober was by tricking my brain from coming from hand to mouth and catching a buzz, right? That was like the biggest thing. I hated being intoxicated. We've talked about that till I've been
Right,
blue in
yeah.
the face, but replacing that dopamine drop was hard to do. So when I was working at the store, I look over on the counter and there was a box of clove cigarettes. And I was like, man, I haven't had a clove since like 97. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to have one. Ripped open the box, fired one up, mouth, hand to mouth. It was like a fucking magic trick. Absolutely like a magic trick. And I know it's not a healthy switch, but that helped me curb that dopamine, because that's all I ever do is like chase little dopamine fucking releases all day long.
Right, yeah.
So now I'm coming up on my year anniversary of being sober next month on the 5th. And I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not willing to smoke anymore. And I haven't really picked a date. And I'll probably just kind of like when I quit chewing, I'll just figure it out and just quit. But right now, instead of smoking, I kind of just have one of these. And I think it makes me look more like a drug dealer.
Nice. All right, we want to hear.
We want to hear it.
So wait, before you get into it, are they all bad news?
No, there's one that's kind of bad news. It's pretty funny too, so I'm going to save that one for last. And we do have some good news.
So there's more good news than bad news.
There's two good newses.
All right. So should we do a sandwich then? Do a good news, good news, or do you want to do the bad news at the end?
I'd say the funniest one should go last.
And I just don't want to break bad news, and I'm like, that's silly of me just to kind of make it negative. Good news, right? I love good news, bro. I want good news.
I mean, I'll do the bad news if you don't want to say it.
Well, no, I like it.
Oh, okay.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, man.
It's like drama.
It's
right?
just like cutting out the negativity of Butt Hurt. Obviously, it's called Butt Hurt. There's going to be negative bullshit, but like, that's why I made the rules, right? I don't want it just to be like negative.
Yeah, you said no hate speech, which I hate that rule.
Yeah, man, you can't have hate speech, bro.
That's a vicious circle.
21st century.
I love hate speech. And you know what? Do you want to know why I love hate speech so much?
Yes.
Because it shows you where people are.
Exposes.
It exposes them.
Sure.
So like there was, I've gotten notifications on people, reporting comments for hate speech and stuff. I always ignore them, but I really think that if you censor those things, right? Again, actually, Jesse and I talked about that. We were talking about how somebody, said, pick any demographic of people you want. This type of person, they should be wiped off the face of the earth, right?
Okay.
If you censor that person, nobody knows that they're saying that.
Yeah, exposure. I got you.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite things about hate speech is you can really see where people are.
Right. Yep.
So that's why I don't like that rule.
Yeah. Right. Well, it still happens, right? Like people and.
It depends on what you consider hate speech. Is there an actual definition for it? Probably not.
Bro, we need to come back to this because this is a really good talk.
Okay, right? We'll come back to
that. That is a really good talk, and I appreciate you saying that because I couldn't agree more. Without the Geraldo Riveras and the Donahues of the world, right, hosting those neo-Nazi dudes and all like the anti-gay people, we wouldn't have known their groups existed, right?
Right, exactly.
So no, I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
that's real talk right there. Good job. I like that.
Appreciate it.
So we're going to sandwich in these two things from Jan to Angie.
Uh-oh.
I do have good news for you, Angie. Jan said that you do not have to pay her back. She thinks that everything you do for her and her family is payment enough, and she is super happy to help you in your time of need. So that is the good news.
That is some great news.
Right?
That is
that
good.
almost brought a little kind of tear to my eye. So
that happened to me once when about 10 years ago, and I was always grateful for it. So.
Yeah, it's amazing when people can do that.
That's really cool.
And this one is pretty silly, dude. And it is from Aaron to Rich. Remember when you were 13 and got blamed in Mr. Thompson's class for stealing his eraser? Nobody could figure out who really did it. Well, it was me, and I have felt bad for the past 17 years. I know you got grounded for it, and I'm super sorry. So, like, whoever Rich is, Aaron is really sorry, Rich, that you got blamed. I don't remember Mr. Thompson, so maybe they didn't grow up here. But
oh, yeah, maybe not.
Mr. Thompson. I remember I remember all my teachers, but not a Mr. Thompson. And then... last but not least, because that's kind of, I don't know, that's bad news, right?
I mean, it's
kind of good.
It's news.
It's news. Yeah, clearing the slate. Talking to your mic, Jesse.
Yeah.
Guy.
One of us is the professional in the room, too. So.
Okay, this is from, it looks like, Tay, probably Taylor, to Jeffrey. Bro, I found your keys and your wallet. They were by the dog's bed. Pretty sure you slept there last night, buddy. Good times.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
So Jeff Tay says, I'm guessing Taylor. Tay has your keys and your wallet if he ain't got back to you yet. Go to Tay and get your keys and your wallet that you left on that dog bed you slept on.
Man, hopefully that was
Find
like
some peanut butter.
yeah.
But it's my peanut butter.
and my dog, you know.
It was his dog.
Yeah, for sure. Just make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that fun stuff. If you want to be a sponsor of the podcast, reach out to Eastern Sierra now. Reach out to me. Reach out to James. Anybody. And there's also other podcasts if you don't particularly want to just sponsor this one, or if you would like a different one, or whatever you want to do. There's multiple podcasts. There's multiple packages. All sorts of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments if we should start a Patreon. That's something we're bouncing around the idea of to see if that's. I suggested doing it instead of on Patreon, doing it on OnlyFans. So give us a vote. That's what I want to know. Should we start an OnlyFans or should we start a Patreon? That's what I want to know.
Okay. We did have that cup to give away.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
And
We need to come up with another. We have one more too.
we have one more. We need to.
So we have one more cup to give away.
Yeah.
But let's. Who won the first cup?
Pinkelfant forever.
So Pinkelfant forever. What you need to do is you need to go to easternsierranow.com/info. Send them an email so we can set up a time for you to come by the studio and pick up your
Maybe.
cup. What?
It's Pink Elephant.
Pinkelfant. I'm sticking with Pinkelfant.
Pink Elephant forever. I told you guys, man. I can't pronounce good, man. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce good.
Pinkelfant.
Pinkelfant. Pink elephant.
I'm sorry, man. Anyways, I'm James Truhls.
Oh, I'm Chase Little. Oh, we got one more cup though.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
So, what you need to do to win the second cup is you need to like, subscribe, and tag 3 of your friends in this episode, and then we'll get some people to do that, and we'll draw a name out of a hat for all the people that do that.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
So get that done.
We're just trying to get the word out there, man. We need more people.
Yeah, you guys send it to your friends, even if they don't like it. I don't care if they don't like it. Do you care if they
Please.
don't like it?
I don't care.
I don't like it. But let's get it out there. But anyways, I'm Chase Little.
I am indeed James Truhls.
Thank you for being here, buttheads, and have a great couple of weeks. We'll see you later on.
Yeah.
Pinkelfants.
That's funny shit. That's the